absentee by mail, or from 8 to 7 on the 2 weeks before the election if you have an early or late shift. I mean, why isn't what's available now good enough? I mean, I think the argument might be if you want to vote, you can, and if you don't, it's by choice, that there are plenty of options for you to vote if you want to.
I think part of that is, again, back to the confusion. Are people really going to know what is and what is not available to them? I just lost the first part of my thought here. Sorry about that.
You know, something like, and this number may be off, so please don't hold me to it, but something like 200,000 Ohioans voted in 2008 in person during hours that are no longer available in 2012. That will cause a problem. There were already lines in 2008, nowhere near what they were in 2004. But to add 200,000 more people, 20,000 in Cuyahoga County alone, into the more limited hours, can't but create longer lines. Why do that? I mean, I'd come at it from the other side. Why are we doing that?
The election officials talked with them. They said, the executive director said, yeah, okay, 93,000 people voted those last 3 days in 2008. 93,000 people will probably show up to vote the last 3 days this year, no matter what last 3 days they are. They don't believe that it's going to significantly reduce the number. It's just going to shift when they vote.
On that comment, I think that that's silly to say that. I think that when you get up to election day, the closer you get to election day, the more people are thinking about voting and are interested in voting. And to cut it off before that point is an arbitrary decision that limits access to the polls and I believe suppresses the vote. Back to the point about the Republicans and Secretary Husted saying, we have plenty of options to vote. Again, I think he is selecting options that have always been available and, leaving out a lot of the story. Leaving out the fact that we've consolidated a lot of precincts because we've had such early voting. So we have a potential problem on election day with fewer opportunities to cast a vote. We have limited hours on early voting, and now we have these urban boards that used to provide postage to mail in their ballots are no longer allowed to do that. So we have all these ways that we've limited access, and to say that, to bring up a few, and to say that there's no problem, we have plenty of access, I think is disingenuous. And we're here today to highlight all of the problems that we see and to hopefully do something before it's too late.
Okay. Thank you all very much.